Welcome to Piggypower, and on this episode, how to change your fuel filter on a 1.6 HDi. The first thing we're going to do is remove some of the air pipes to gain access to the fuel filter. You pull in some clips and give it a little tug, and the first part of the piping will be removed. There we go, and then we twist at the next join, anti-clockwise, pull towards you, and that piece is out of the way. The next piece, give it a wiggle, pull it forwards, and it should pull out of the air filter box. Could do with gaining a bit more access, so we're going to remove the brake fluid reservoir. It's a T30 torx. It's a T30 male torx, removes the two little screws, and that gets us our reservoir out the way. You could do it without it, but wow, does it make a good difference with that pushed out the way to the right. Good. Next thing, we're going to remove this intake pipe here that goes from the air filter to the turbo. There's a clip on the turbo end. You could use vice grips or pliers, or these special clip pliers which avoid you clamping your skin, which is nice. Jubilee driver, screwdriver, or a 7mm socket will remove the clamp at the top. Once this is undone sufficiently, just give the pipe a pull towards you. Watch out for the clips halfway on the cam cover. Just pull that clip towards you, often they're broken, and that's why they leak. And remove that and move it out of the way. We're also going to get rid of the math. So the little grey clip there, you pull the tab towards you, and then the plug will be removed. There's 3 bolts on the math on these. They should be 8mm or 10mm. I had a mix of them all. Undo the 3. There's one underneath in a sort of triangle formation, and that will pull towards you and off. That gives you access now to the fuel filter. Only thing that holds it in is that little tab that I just was pulling around there. Don't remove that pipe at the front, which I've just pointed to. That's the servo pipe. You can leave that alone. We're going to take the little clip off there, the little plug. Tab again, pull away, pull the plug up. That's for the fuel sensor. And remove the top fuel pipe. You push the 2 tabs on the side that are white while pulling and giving it a wiggle to pull off. There we go, just like that. Squeeze together, push away. Then squeeze that tab in with your thumb as you pull the fuel filter up off its sliders, off its little grooves. And there's one more pipe behind. You just can't see it, you have to feel for it. Push in the tabs again, give it a squeeze, and pull off the fuel filter housing. Show you an easier view in a moment. There's also that little white pipe, that little clear pipe, that's a drain. Just give it a wiggle and pull it out of the way. We'll place that back on later. Now in a clean workspace with some sort of tray to catch any fuel you might have, nice and clean, we're first going to pull off the fuel sensor, which you have to switch on to your new housing. There's a tab there, you pull towards you, and then it will slide off to the left as you're looking at it right now. So we're going to get a little tool for that. Get a tool, there we go, a little screwdriver to pull the tab away, hold it with your finger, pull the filter sensor up, and then push away to the left. Sometimes you need a little push with a tool as well there. We're going to use a screwdriver here. Just lever it away from the housing. There we go. Go on. Come on. There we go. Right. And there's our 2 seals, which we got with the new filter. Very nice. So we get a little hook, or you can use a little screwdriver to remove the old seals. Put them aside, you never know, might need them one more day. Remove the new seals from their packet and slide them onto the new grooves. Put the first one on first, and then it makes it much easier to get the O-ring to the second slot, because it will just slide straight over the first and into the second, like that. A little bit of diesel on the O-rings to help them slide in, doesn't hurt, or a bit of WD. Silicone grease, something like that, just to help them slide in. I'm going to push in nice and firmly and push down until it clicks into the 2 slots to allow it to be removed. There we go, and she's in nice and solid. Now we put that back in the car. So back with the engine bay, we're putting our little drain back on. That goes down the back of the gearbox. That's to drain any water out from the fuel filter housing, which is part of some service intervals. I'll talk about how to do that later, briefly, because people make the mistake of doing that when they're trying to bleed it. And we're going to get that lower pipe on first. You just have to push them in. You don't have to squeeze the tabs. You just push those pipes on until they click. I'm sure you probably just heard that click. But listen out for that click, then you know it's not going to come off and it's sealed. We're then going to get the fuel filter onto its grooves, its little slots which send it home. It's a bit of a fiddle. As you can see, I'm struggling here a little bit just to get it in the right position. Lift the air filter housing, give you a bit of space, get it on nice and square. You don't want to put it on skew-if, because the clip won't go in and it'll rattle itself to death. So we want to get it on both grooves. Like that. There we go. You can see it's much happier. Give it a tap home, and that little tab will hold it in place. Don't forget to plug the sensor back in, and then plug the other filter outlet on. Now we're going to give the primer a squeeze. You see it on my left hand, I'm squeezing that primer up there. It's a bit of an awkward position, but you keep at it. Don't remove or undo that bolt. That actually drains the fuel filter housing. It's not a bleed screw. So we're going to listen out for when the gurgling stops. So you can hear air flowing through the fuel filter, bleeding out the system. You just keep pumping until you can hear no more gurgles, and you should be out there. Refit all the parts that you took off earlier, including the MAF, which is top left there, don't forget that, and you should be done. Give the engine a crank, it should start straight away. It always does for me, but if it doesn't, go back to priming a little bit more and crank again. If you have someone handy nearby, they can be cranking it while you're priming it, but keep your fingers clear. So thanks for watching, please subscribe, hit like if you found it useful, and of course, stay safe. Piggy out!